Just doing some lazy recording here. Um, my first gut as to what's happened here is that Fairy has been underutilized. If only one person's used their Fairy token so far, and they used it to get an early altar, which seems fine but not fantastic. I think I would have opened probably Fairy on Junk Dealer, get one to two more Junk Dealers, then move my Fairy token to market and start plowing through the markets. Um, there's no village here, so you can't get multiple terminals off. Um, Altering seems less efficient than the junk dealer and market thing, and the market stack is going to work nicely with Fairy. After you get that stack of markets, then you probably just transition to, well, maybe one merchant guild is fine to good, but get a gold or two and then bombs away. Get your greening going. Um, I don't know who's better thinned. I wasn't keeping good enough track. Looks like Kami has an extra merchant guild. Um, I would guess that, well, Seprix doesn't look to be better thinned, so maybe he's just behind. Should be another market. This is probably the last markets for Kami now. Kami's then well ahead. This should just be double market, and I don't think you spend your coffers for anything. And yeah, Kami's just ahead. Got thinned faster, maybe. My guess is Seprix opened Fairy on Altar, and then got an Altar, which is maybe fine. Yeah, with the 3-4. I don't know, but I think a little more junk dealer and then move your Fairy and start getting this market stuff down seems good to me, yeah? Altar isn't going to do much at this stage, so I'm not super keen on it overall. But it may be better than a junk dealer if you get to open with it equally. I don't know. I still kind of like the Fairy on junk dealer because you got to get a couple of junk dealers off and then move your Fairy token. Whereas if you open alt, I don't know. Maybe that's just wrong. That's probably just wrong. I think you can't play this altar here. Well, he does. But now he's going to hit 7, which is a sad day. He should get another gold. Yep. So the way Seprix wins would be if the decks get really garbaged up. Um, okay, someone got a second junk dealer at what seems to be a weird time to me. Um, so I'm not sure what that's about. You have to think a little bit about getting a lot of coppers with so many buys. And oh, I guess Kami has the second junk dealer. So many buys, the second junk dealer, and that merchant guild in play. I would be thinking about getting at least some coppers there, but he doesn't. Here you get the Pearl Diver for, yeah. So Seprix is playing roughly correctly, or roughly well. I guess I should. It's a little better thing to say at this point, but trash the copper. Okay, I don't know his deck that well, so maybe that was just a fine play on that end. But here I would definitely be getting at least one copper were I Kami. I'd be getting a province, and then probably one copper, maybe two. Cool. So now Seprix can get province, and I guess he's going to get the duchy, which is fine-ish, but he's just pretty behind. This could be a bad turn for Kami, I think you bottom that merchant guild because you want to get more of your markets and stuff going on here. Okay. Five. I wouldn't rock the boat too much. He is going to get a province here. I would have thought a lot about duchy there, but okay, this is okay. His junk dealers are a bit lacking in food now, but I mean, all the green cards make it. Well, I don't know. It's just going to be rough no matter how it goes. You have to. Seprix can win if he double provinces here, but his draw is not such that he can do that. I think he needs to alter copper into duchy and buy duchy. Well, let's see. If Kami gets a province, Kami will be at 30 points. 30. I don't understand this. Is he going to farmland his altar? That's incredibly risky. And if you're going to do this, isn't it better to get two duchies? I don't particularly understand. Didn't he have... Seprix has both altars? Oh, well that's why he's behind. Never mind then. Yeah, two altars seems like too much. Uh, Province, estate, and as many coppers as you can here. And you should be able to close it out on the last province next turn. If you're really worried, then you don't get the estate. If you're really worried about not being able to end it, if you're worried about points, I don't know what to tell you. Seprix can't overcome that deficit. So this is basically a forced win here, I think. Because he's worried about, like... well, let's see. If he gets province estate, then that gets him to 31 points. Seprix gets province triple duchy he would need. I really like province estate here. I don't remember what Kami's last cards are, but I'm pretty sure that they're enough to generate 2 money. Buy all the coppers. And now Seprix needs to go... well, province triple duchy, which is really hard to do. I guess province duchy and then farmland like an altar would also do it. Anyway, he just has to play market here. Maybe he's going to resign. I don't know. But you don't sit and think about whether you should resign. I think you'd rather play. Okay, now you have a real decision. If you alter the junk dealer into a duchy, you don't have enough money, right? 7, 15, you can tie maybe, huh? Maybe you do that. Yeah, I think he should. I think he should alter this junk. Well, he has to figure out what his last card is, because I guess he could play the junk dealer. That seems very wrong. Right, he could have altered the junk dealer into duchy. That would have given him to 21 points. Then he had 7 money plus 8 coffers. That's 15 money. He can go province, duchy, estate. That gets him to 24, 30, 31 points. He could have tied. Now he just loses. Yeah, he should have taken the tie. He had the tie. He should have taken the tie. Here, Kami just needs any 2 sources of money, which I think we're actually even guaranteed to have, like, the market and the copper in hand. But in any case, yeah. Okay, this game, there's tunnel. I don't know why I said that. That's not very relevant. You can activate it with full and your opponent's minions. It's not good. There's platinum and colony, which definitely means you're building a lot. Um, Silver ups your money. There's not much thinning. There's just forge. So forge seems important. Getting a big stack of cities seems important, and I think you'll have enough time to do that. Although minions is also interesting. Your lucky coin is going to take care of your money to get you up where you want to be, I think. Training on something should be good. Um, the lucky coin doesn't forge into something great for you here, unfortunately, because it costs 4. I don't know how they came up with these costs on these heirlooms, but yeah, wishing well, wishing well. The thing about lucky coin is wishing well is kind of worse because you're less likely to be able to set up, a guaranteed. But I guess double well, you're probably going to get your second one guaranteed. Um, and then the lucky coin giving you the silver makes wishing well somewhat better because you're not missing out on having, whatever your thing is. Um, I'm trying to think what you're going to train here. Could be city, could be wishing well, could be minion. I am not a huge fan of cartographer, but I guess it might enable you to get to your forge faster, question mark. Forge is not going to be that good without activated cities here, but as the only thinning, I think still got to be good enough. Um, you know, trashing on a hand like this, if you replace one of the coppers with a forge, you can trash your lucky coin, your estate, and 2 coppers into a gold, and that seems good to me. Kami decides that they don't want more silvers, which I think seems a bit early to make that decision here. The silvers actually don't play that badly with the forge anyway. Seprix, I don't know what he gets here. He could train wells. How many wells does he have? 3? So that's quite reasonable. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's better than getting gold. I think it's better than getting a 5 as well. Can you only do that once per game? No, you can switch it again later. I think training on Wishing Well is the best thing for his deck right now. I'm not 100% sure that he may or may not want to switch it again later, but yeah, it seems pretty good. Here, I might get another Wishing Well. Band of Misfits, does that play as Wishing Well and get the token still? What does training say? When you play a card from that pile. So I'm not sure what the rules interaction is. I think you still get the money, but in any case, I might still prefer the Wishing Well just because they're going to run out, and then Band of Misfits looks a lot worse. So Seprix should be getting his Forge here. I don't really think there's any way that he doesn't, especially if he doesn't wish just the worst ever, because he would have to draw 3 estates, and I don't know how you're doing that if you don't. Well, if you wish for estate once, then you're guaranteed, right? Yeah. As long as he wishes for estate on his non-last wish. He wished for copper all these times, setting himself up to potentially, well, no, it's still a fine play. You just play this as Wishing Well again, I guess. I guess you could play it as Fool, which is another reason, I guess, to go for the Band of Misfits. That's nice-ish. No, that worked out really well, so maybe that was just good. Here, he can either get rid of the coin to turn the silver into a forge. He could trash coin and copper and get a workers' village and buy another wishing well. He could trash it all for a forge. Trash the silver and 2 coppers for a wishing well. I think that seems worse than trashing lucky coin and copper for workers' village and buying wishing well. Let's see what he does. Okay, I think that's not as good as trashing coin and copper for workers' village and buying wishing well, but okay, not the hugest deal ever. I think I would have also leaned toward the Fool, but it worked out for him playing it as Workers' Village, so maybe that was good. I wasn't keeping as close a track of that possibility as he probably was. You discard those, you turn all of these into a Workers' Village, and then so Kami is a lot thinner, obviously, but Seprix has a lot more money. At some point, you have to start thinking about getting cities. And he's drawing a lot with his wells, and I probably would have gone for. Well, I'm not sure. Because forge tricks are things. How many silvers are in the trash? Two. So somebody still has a silver. I can't remember who it is. I think it's Seprix. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Seprix. Well, wait a minute. Seprix just played it. Of course it's him. Okay, so he can trash that. He can forge that into a well at some point. Um, Seprix has a lot more money. So despite his draw being a little bit worse, I think he's ahead. It's a little bit tough to tell, though. I guess the other thing about the cities is they're just not going to be that great. Um, how many cards do you need to draw with as thin as they're going to be? It's obviously still at least fine, though. And I guess it will help your forges, and especially given that Seprix isn't that thin yet, then that makes some sense. I don't really think there's much good to forge here for Kami. I think he needs to take all the money he can get, including gaining another silver, which is good with this forge, given how thin he is. Part of me wonders whether you can try to enable your own tunnels with Minion at this point, because he is so lacking on economy. But I don't know. He's also not really set up for training that well. He's going to get a platinum. That makes some sense as well, I guess. Seven money. I don't know what you get here, though. You could train Wells, but he only has two. He doesn't really have another good training target. He could get a gold. He could get a minion. City isn't doing much for him. Yeah, he kind of doesn't have really good economic options, which is leaving him a little bit out in the cold. I would have at least thought about keeping the copper here, because 8 might be meaningfully more than 7. Could go like Minion Tunnel, Minion Silver, Minion Fool. Kami thinks, therefore he or she is. Um, hmm. Training Minion, a little bit odd to me. I guess he's going to forge his cartographer into Minion this turn. Okay. So Seprix still needs to get a little bit of draw up. I think he should get a Wishing Well here. Um, Emptying the pile is not bad for him. It's not like Kami can really take advantage of activated cities. Seprix can, and then Wishing Well is just the best card, I think. So I think I would just be buying Wishing Well here for 8. Do I want another silver? Probably not yet. I will want more later, maybe, for my forge. And I guess this is probably why he isn't getting the wells, is because he can forge silvers into Wishing Wells later, and that's like the easiest way to make the best use of forge, but I don't like the Workers' Village buy. First of all, Band of Misfits is almost strictly better. Maybe he wants to forge. So Workers' Village costing 4 for forge is a way that it could be better than Band of Misfits. It's the only way I can really think of, because I don't think that Workers' Villages are going to run out. 11 here is going to be double minion, I'm assuming, for Kami. But basically, minions are just golds, right? They're slightly cheaper golds that can vaguely draw a little bit. So that doesn't seem like fantastic. You've done this work to make minions into golds. Yay. Because he's drawing so well that he doesn't really want to attack so much with them. This should be a wishing well, right? I think that should have been played as a wishing well. Unless he's going to make sure that this stuff doesn't miss a shuffle, but he's not going to do that, so I don't know. Wish for a wishing well. I think he has two more wishing wells. Okay. One more estate, and I don't know how many more coppers. So here he's going to forge both the estates, I assume. He could forge an estate and a lucky coin. How many coppers you keep, it's not 100% clear, but I think I would probably be forging both these estates, not the lucky coin. I want to play the lucky coin, I think, and one copper, buy two wishing wells. So I think I'd forge two estates and two coppers into a workers' village, play my lucky coin and my copper, buy both wishing wells, and then Seprix's deck looks pretty good to me. Um, the extra silver, again, is mostly it's going to be forged food. Um, the Your Band of Misfits looks good after you empty the wells, but your city looks better. He has two wishing wells and a city down there, along with I don't remember exactly what. Mm, that's an okay play. So let's see. His last two cards here are a wishing well and I think a copper. I don't know if I would have found that well on purpose were I Kami. He may be thinking about attacking here though. Um, anyway, I think it's basically the well is always better on top of your deck there, I think. Maybe it won't matter. He's going to forge the well into a silver, into a watchtower. Now he's going to attack? No. Okay, I'm not 100% following this. But this is okay, I suppose. So I'm pretty sure these last two cards are. Oh, it was the silver, of course, along with the wishing well, which he should have been able to know. He should have been able to do good things with that wishing well and draw a little bit more here. So that's a knock on his play. Slight. Uh, yeah, so he gets to find all this stuff here. He even gets to forge gain and play. He could forge. I don't know what he's forging for this gain and play though. Uh, Gold and silver into platinum is definitely better than doing nothing because they make the same amount of money, and so you're just making your deck a little more compact. Estates are what you want to get rid of. You'd kind of like to get the wishing well, but it doesn't do a lot for you immediately. Let's see, if he plays both these wells now, that is going to get him to 7, 8. The gold is going to get him to 11, 13. He has 14 money if he doesn't get anything more from his forges. And I would be trying to get wells and cities. Here's where you really start to miss this lucky coin because it can really up your economy here now that he's overdrawing. So I think that was a significant mistake. Possibly on both their parts, but certainly for Seprix. He gets another workers' village, which is fine, but not exciting. Okay, the last well is okay. I think silver is at least a consideration there, but fine. trying to think what he can do with his forge at this point. Kami gets to just play all these minions for money and then Watchtower to draw up, if that is what they would like to choose to do. Otherwise, they could attack here. The attack isn't really getting you much because Seprix's draw is good enough. He should mostly be drawing anyway. Um, Another Watchtower over this Wishing Well. Interesting, interesting. So this could be Colony and Platinum. This could be Platinum, Minion, Workers Village, Platinum Minion City, Platinum City City, um, Minion 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 City. That seems excessively risky. um, well, I guess there aren't that many. You have to worry a little bit about pileouts given the. Okay, okay. And he gets a workers' village, I assume. I still think a fool is not the insanest thing for these decks, but whatever. At some point, that ship has probably sailed by now. Although with Watchtower and Minion, the discard gets mitigated somewhat for being lost in the woods. This another Watchtower, okay. That's a lot of Watchtowers, and I don't necessarily believe in that. I think his deck is going to have a lot of trouble with greening. Um, I think Seprix should forge his bomb into a city, probably this turn. Maybe into a minion, but more likely, I think, into a city. I think that's what he should be doing with his forge here. I don't remember exactly how many wishing wells he has, but obviously it is a lot. Um, okay, so he could forge the Band of Misfits into Minion just to get more money. I think that's the most. Oh, he can forge the Band of Misfits and the Workers' Village into a Platinum. That's probably even better. He is a little bit light on buys if he does that, I guess, but obviously he should be forging something. He can forge silver and gold, or silver well and well, or well and well, or well and gold into platinum. I wouldn't want to get rid of 3 wells, I'll tell you that much. I might lose one, but I'm not super inclined to, because as the game extends more, it's going to be bad. See, right now he has 14 money. If he plays as wells, that's going to get him to 17. If he forges Workers Village and Band of Misfits into platinum, then he has enough money to double colony, and that's what I think he should do. And then next turn he can play to double colony, millicolony, or something like that, and I think he's in good shape. I don't think he needs that many extra buys because the game is just going to end on colonies fast enough. But if he double colonies here, then and he can double colony, millicolony the next turn, that puts Kami in a really difficult position. So I like that line here, and I think Seprix has good chances if he goes for it. I think the training on Wishing Well was a big deal. Basically, right, it lets him draw a lot better. Um, like Peddlers with some amount of upside are pretty good cards in a thin deck. Whereas Minions got turned into gold, which is like fine to good also, but not as spectacular. Actually, he's going to have to attack here, isn't he? I haven't looked at Kami's hands. I'm assuming Kami's a he? That may be an incorrect assumption. I'm going to try to say he or she as much as possible, but I believe it's a he, so if I slip up there, I do apologize if that's incorrect. Silver and 2 wells into platinum, I don't like near as much. Um, The fool is okay. Let's see, what are these? Winds is bad. But he can take Earths before that and should do. Workers' Village, I'm not sure would be the thing I would have gotten there. You discard the Workers' Villages here. Oh, oh, this works fine. Yeah, never mind. Um, yeah, somehow I don't know about this. I really much preferred the line where he double colonied. Like the extra buys aren't getting him that much here, I don't think. Platinum, platinum. He's going to be very money dense, but like he didn't even use these buys here. I don't know. Does he have? I'm trying to think what his forge possibilities are. He can forge 2 workers' villages and a well into a colony. I don't know. Somehow the whole thing doesn't seem so great. Now I think Kami has a lead. Maybe I'm wrong though, and Seprix wasn't as advantaged as I thought. If this is a minion play that gets him to 1621, so Kami is one short of double colony here, if I'm counting right. And I don't remember what he discarded with his minion. He's going to try to forge his watchtower into a fool. It's very interesting. You should play the fool before the minion, right? Oh, he can't. Never mind. Well, you obviously don't take. You do take Sky's Gift. You don't want forests. You do. Moons is irrelevant. He gets to double colony here, and now Kami is in excellent shape because he's just a turn faster. But I think Seprix could have been this turn faster, right? If Kami would have doubled there, if Seprix would have 2 more colonies now, then he's threatening to end the game here on double colony, mill colony, which I think he can do. So yeah, I think this was the misplay. I think on Seprix's end. He's trying to figure out what to wish for. Well, he can know for sure, and he's probably figuring out for sure. So he has, well, I think all the other wells are in the trash. So he has 3 wells, and he discarded. Let's look up here. Seprix discarded 3 wells. Oh, so that's 2 platina and a workers. How did he discard 6 cards? Oh, was it the one gift? Okay. Plays it as a fool to regain. Okay, well that's interesting. Swamps, suns, seas. Fine. Again, he just has to figure out what this is. One, two, three, four, five. I think it's Workers' Village. I'm not sure whether he wants to draw a Workers' Village here or not. But he's in really bad shape because, like, I don't know what he can do points wise here because he can't really take more than 1 colony, I think, because Kami can double colony, mill colony. But if he can only take 1 colony, he's making 29. Like, yeah, this is just a losing play. I mean, you have to do it, I guess. Uh, Tunnel Workers Village or something. You want a 3 to be forge food, I think. Again, this silver gaining heirloom, the lucky coin, would I think have been good given how much they're drawing and the forge. But forge 3 of those, gain silvers into a platinum or something. But whatever. City. City is forgeable, I guess. So obviously you lead with Workers Village here, right? You play minion for money, forge colony into colony right now. because you're not really hoping to get more out of the forge. And, well, if you don't double colony, you're in bad shape anyway. Okay, I think that was a misstep from Kami. Um, we play fool now, right? He gains a silver. He can trash a card, which he won't do. It says you may trash a card, right? Yeah. And the money is nice, I guess. 14, and he's gonna watchtower, and I guess he still gets there, right? Just barely. But I'm pretty sure it would have been better to forge colony earlier. He would have drawn one extra card here, which might have made the difference. I don't know what his last card is. Anyway, that's going to be it for me covering these. I think they're playing more, but I need to stop now. So carry on, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video.